You just spent 6 hours fishing at the public dock that every YouTube fishing video says is loaded with base. You threw every fishing lure in your tackle box, you tried different depths, and you watched other anglers pull out nothing while you went home empty-handed. You are not a bad fisherman, and you are not using the wrong fishing gear. You have been sent to fishing spots that are dead zones designed to keep you away from where the fish actually are. The fishing industry, the tackle shops, and even the fishing apps on your phone profit when you waste time at crowded spots that stopped holding fish years ago. If anglers knew where fish actually concentrate, they would stop buying new fishing lures every week, hoping the next one will work. The truth is that 90% of fishermen are fishing in 10% of the water where fish are never going to be. Tournament anglers know this, and they guard the real fishing locations like classified information. Today, we are exposing the 5 fishing spots you need to stop wasting your time at, and where the fish actually are. This is the location list that will change how you fish forever. Number 1. The public fishing dock. Every lake has a fishing dock where everyone parks, walks 50 feet, and casts into the same water that has been pounded by 500 anglers this month. The tackle shop will tell you that docks are great structure for base fishing because they provide shade and cover. They are lying to you because they want you fishing in pressured water where you will catch nothing and blame your fishing gear instead of the location. Here is the truth about public fishing docks. Fish avoid them because of constant fishing pressure, boat traffic, and noise. Every base in a half-mile radius has seen 1,000 fishing lures bounce off that dock structure in the past 30 days. They have been hooked, fought, and released so many times that they have learned to ignore anything that looks like fishing bait. The water under public docks is a dead zone for fishing. You are competing with every beginner angler, every kid with a cane pole, and every fishing YouTuber who told their subscribers this is a hot spot. Where should you actually fish instead of public docks? Find private docks on the opposite side of the lake, where boat access is limited for fishing. Look for residential docks in coves that require a long boat ride to reach for base fishing. These docks get 5% of the fishing pressure, and the base have not been educated by constant lure presentations. The fishing tackle industry wants you at public docks because when you fail to catch fish there, you buy more lures thinking your fishing bait selection was the problem. The problem is not your tackle. The problem is that you are fishing where every other angler on the lake is fishing. Number 2. The boat ramp fishing area. The water around public boat ramps is some of the most fished water on any lake because it is convenient. Anglers launch their boat, make 3 casts near the ramp while they are organizing fishing gear, and assume that area holds fish. It does not hold fish, and it has not held fish in 10 years of fishing pressure. Boat ramps create constant disturbance in the water from engines, trailers, and human activity during fishing season. Fish are not stupid when it comes to survival. They have learned that boat ramp areas equal danger, and they have relocated to quieter water for feeding. Every single fishing trip, 20 boats launch and 20 anglers throw fishing lures into that same 100-yard radius. The base in that area have developed what biologists call lure shyness from overfishing. They will not bite a fishing bait, no matter how realistic it looks or how perfect your presentation is during fishing. Where are the fish actually holding instead of boat ramp areas? They are 200 yards away in the first major depth change or structure break you encounter when leaving the ramp for fishing. Look for the transition from shallow to deep water, the first weed line, or the first rocky point after you leave the boat ramp fishing area. These transition zones are far enough from the ramp that casual anglers never reach them during fishing trips. Tournament fishermen know this, and they idle past the boat ramp zone without ever making a cast for base fishing. They are heading to structure that receives 10% of the fishing pressure and holds 90% of the catchable fish. Tackle shops will never tell you this because they want you frustrated at the boat ramp buying more fishing gear. Move 200 yards away from the ramp and you will find fish that have not seen a fishing lure in weeks. Number 3. The obvious fallen tree for fishing. Every angler has driven past a massive fallen tree in the water and thought, this is the perfect base fishing spot. You pull up to the tree, you throw your fishing lure into the branches, and you catch nothing because 50 other fishermen had the same idea this week. Visible structure that everyone can see from the bank or the road gets hammered with fishing pressure. The base that used to live in that tree structure got caught, relocated or died years ago from fishing stress. What you are casting at is a monument to where fish used to be, not where they are now during fishing. Here is what tournament anglers know about fishing structure. The best bass fishing spots are the ones you cannot see from your boat or from the bank. Submerged structure like underwater rock piles, deep weed beds, and hidden ledges hold more fish than visible fallen trees because they receive almost zero fishing pressure. You need electronics to find this structure for fishing. A basic fish finder costs $100 and it will show you submerged fishing structure that no one else is targeting. When you find a rock pile in 15 feet of water that is invisible from the surface, you have found a bass fishing spot that might see 3 fishing lures per year instead of 300. The fishing industry does not emphasize fish finders because they want you buying more fishing lures, not investing in location technology. One afternoon with a fish finder will teach you more about where bass actually live than 10 years of casting at visible structure for fishing. Stop fishing the obvious trees everyone can see. Find the hidden structure for bass fishing and you will catch fish that have never seen a fishing lure. Number 4. Shallow coves in summer fishing. Every summer, anglers flood into shallow coves and backwater areas thinking that is where bass are feeding during hot weather fishing. Tackle shops recommend topwater fishing lures and shallow running crankbaits for summer cove fishing. They are sending you to water that is biologically incapable of holding fish in July and August when fishing. Here is the science of summer fishing that tackle companies ignore. Shallow water in summer heats to 85–90 degrees during the day. At that temperature, dissolved oxygen levels drop below what bass need to survive during fishing season. Bass are cold-blooded fish that require oxygen-rich water. In summer, that means deep water fishing, where temperatures stay in the 70s and oxygen is abundant. While you are casting into 2 feet of water in a 90-degree cove catching nothing. The bass are 25 feet down on deep structure where the water is 72 degrees and oxygen-rich for feeding. Where should you actually fish in summer instead of shallow coves? Target deep points, ledges, and channel swings in 20–30 feet of water for bass fishing. Use deep diving crankbaits, Carolina-rigged fishing worms, or drop-shot rigs that get your fishing bait into the thermocline where bass are actually living. Summer bass fishing is a deep water game, not a shallow water game. The fishing tackle industry pushes topwater lures and shallow techniques in summer because those fishing lures are exciting to use and easy to market. But they do not catch summer bass because you are fishing in water where bass cannot physically survive during hot weather fishing. Learn to fish deep structure in summer and you will catch bass while everyone else is throwing topwater lures into empty shallow coves. Biology does not lie, but tackle shop fishing advice does. Number 5. The fishing app honey holes. Modern fishing apps promise to show you where other anglers are catching fish with GPS coordinates and real-time reports. You drive to these app-marked fishing spots and find 6 boats already there and 0 fish biting. These apps have turned productive fishing locations into overcrowded dead zones. Here is how fishing apps destroy good spots. An angler catches fish at a location and posts it on the app with GPS coordinates for other fishermen to see. Within 48 hours, 30 boats have visited that exact spot throwing fishing lures. Within a week, the location is overfished and the bass have relocated from the fishing pressure. The spot that produced 5 bass on Monday produces 0 bass by Friday because it became public knowledge for fishing. Tournament anglers never share their productive fishing locations because they understand that fishing pressure ruins spots. Where should you fish instead of app-marked locations? Spend time learning to read water and electronics to find your own fishing spots. Look for structure combinations that bass use for feeding, like points near deep water, weed edges with rocky bottom, or creek channels with current flow for bass fishing. When you find these fishing locations yourself using knowledge instead of apps, you have a spot that no one else knows about. You can return to that fishing location for years and catch bass because it is not blown up on social media and fishing apps. The tackle industry loves fishing apps because they keep anglers moving from spot to spot, catching nothing and buying more fishing gear. Learn to find your own fishing spots, and you will have consistent success instead of chasing crowded app locations. Knowledge is the most valuable fishing tool you can own. not a GPS coordinate from strangers. Here is the bottom line about fishing locations. The fishing industry profits when you fish in pressured, unproductive water and blame your tackle instead of your location choice. They want you buying new fishing lures every week, thinking the next bait will work at these dead zones. The truth is that location is 80% of fishing success. A $5 fishing lure at the right location will outfish a $50 lure at the wrong location every single time. Tournament anglers spend hours studying maps, using electronics, and searching for unpressured fishing structure. They do not fish where the crowd fishes. They find new water that has not seen fishing pressure. When you stop wasting time at public docks, boat ramps, obvious trees, shallow summer coves, and app-marked fishing spots, you will start catching fish. Move to where the fish actually are for feeding. Stop fishing where the tackle industry wants you to fish.